Oh. So we're back once again. This is going to be a relatively short stream. Nah, it's not going to be that bad. Because these outline streams, they don't really have to be that long because I'm still just brainstorming. When it comes to actual narrative writing, they have to be pretty long. But for the most part, this is going by pretty smoothly. I haven't wrote myself into a corner just yet, but it's going to happen. Because things happen beyond my control. So if I remember correctly, yesterday we ended up writing section 7, 8, and 9. So 7 was a philosophical approach. Ew, gross. Give me a sec. Don't drink unless you're an adult. And I keep on repeating that. So philosophical approach. Section 8, symbolism. Section 9 is growth. Okay, let's see. Well, let's actually go over everything before we even jump into this. Section 1 is the mind. Section 2 is the body. Section 3 is the heart. Section 4 is morality. Section 5 is her interpersonal relationships. 6 is self-perception. Okay. What haven't we written about yet? How about we talk about her resilience? Like her mental resilience. Well, resilience just in general. We have talked about her mind, but we can talk about, we'll talk about her physical resilience because we kind of did already talk about the mind. Or we can just do it as an overall combination of both. Yeah, we can do that. This is going to be relatively short because I do have to go back to working on that other video. We're about 6 minutes in regards to audio editing, and so far it's seeming like it's going to be like a 24-minute video probably. Okay. Section 10. Also, shouts to Outbreak Music. Okay, resilience. There's a hospital in the forest. Follow me. No, do not follow this man. Okay. I might. Hello. I might end up doing Dark Sakura next. It really just depends. So in regards to Lily's, I think aloud, don't mind me. In regards to Lily, Lily endures tests that challenge her. Actually, no. That test her physically, mentally, and emotionally. As usual, when it comes to these requests, specifically type ones, some of them are just so out of nowhere. I don't mind talking about Saber, but talking about Saber Lily is like, wow. Out of all the Saber phases, you want Lily. Okay. And emotionally. So Lily endures tests that test her physically, mentally, and emotionally, which builds every resilience. But it's good talking about her just because it's Saber at her most purest and immature. People need to see how, hey, this is how this character started and this is how this character ended up. Because if you think about it, Saber Lily and Saber are kind of two different characters in a sense, mentally. So, if I remember correctly, Lily is shown to handle. Lily is shown to handle hardships with determination. Which again, like a lot of things that Lily does transfers over when she's Saber. So there's not there is differences, but I would say it's like hello. I would say there's at least I'm doing a request for Fate lore. So in regards to Lily, like I would say it's like at least 60-40. Like a lot of the stuff that she has to deal with in the past does transfer over into her adult, into Saber. So Lily is shown to handle hardships with determination and is a with determination. Precursor. Which is a precursor to Saber. Alright, I have to look at these sections again. I'm trying to cover almost every category here. So section 1 will be about the mind. Section 2 will be about the body. Section 3, her heart. Section 4 is going to be her morality. Section 5 is going to be her interpersonal relationships. Section 6 will be her self-perception. Section 7 will be the philosophical approach. Section 8 will be her symbolism. Section 9 will be her growth. Section 10 is her resilience. Let's see. Lily endures tests that test her physically, mentally, and emotionally, which builds every resilience. Lily is shown to handle hardships with determination, which is a precursor to her eventual growth into Saber. Normally when I write these narratives, I start off with an outline. We'll take whatever we write on the outline, then we'll do it to a full-blown essay, which probably will span 9 pages. Like these get pretty in-depth. Let's see. Given the circumstances, of her training, resilience, is earned through trial. But my next Type Moon video, because I usually just go by request, will probably be on it'll probably be on Sakura. Probably. Because I haven't talked about her like at all. But we'll see. Hardships. Okay. So section 10, for the most part, I think we're good with section 10. So let's just go over this one more time. Lily endures tests that test her physically, mentally, and emotionally, which builds every resilience. Lily is shown to handle hardships with determination, which is a precursor to her eventual growth into Saber. Given the circumstances of her training, resilience is earned through trial and hardships. Okay, I think that's pretty good. So let's talk about her training now, because we haven't talked about her training yet. We do have to remember, Lily is not wielding Excalibur at this point. She's wielding Caliber. Sword of Selection. Give me one moment. Because that song's about to end. There we go. So the reason why I don't really do Fate lore specifically is it's just the time. It's really really hard to keep up with new lore that's being released. It really is. This isn't like 10, 15 years ago when I didn't have like adult responsibilities. Like it's really hard. But whenever someone requests this, I'm like, hey, let's go. I got you. But I do have to keep up with the times though, because lore does change. Type Moon's pretty consistent when it comes to like stuff. So there's not a lot of retcons. There's little to no retcons, but you just never know. One thing that might have been true back in my day may be different now. So, section 11, training, which I do have to cross-reference later. So I always do fact check after I'm done with this. So training. So it should be noted during this period. I think that's like the big thing that people forget. Like Fate is funny. Like a lot of people, at least a lot of people that I've interacted with, whenever they ask me, "Hey, do you know about Fate Stay Night?" I'm like, "Do I know about Fate Stay Night? I definitely know about Fate Stay Night." They don't really dig deep into like lore. Like they'll see things on a surface level, like seeing things like from the anime. Like Fate is a spectacle when it comes to action and like music and plot, but they really don't dig deep. Like if I told somebody, "Hey, do you know about this saber right here?" "Oh, that's Saber wearing a dress. Who is? That's pretty cool. Do you know what type of saber this is?" It's just Saber wearing a dress." "No, this is Saber Lily. This is this is Saber before she became the Saber that you're familiar with." And it's up to people to actually, people like me who love lore, to just let people know, like, hey, this is this. He learned something at the end of the day. Okay, so it should be noted during this period, Lily is wielding Caliburn and not Excalibur. So let's think. Training for Lily. Training for Lily at this period. Instills patience, discipline, and I would say awareness and awareness. Okay. Lessons. These lessons the experience gained from these the experience gained from these lessons. And again, we're not going to really be talking about her role as a ruler because, as I mentioned before, Saber is in a very funny spot. She did the best that she could for Camelot, but the things that would happen to her, I would never wish upon my enemies. Like from what Morgan Le Fay did to her, Mordred's inception, Mordred's actions, and the Saber's eventual death. It's like crap. Like everything from where you are now as Saber Lily until you die is just a roller coaster of just like so much drama, betrayal. Like it goes all over the place. And even when we're finally introduced to her in Face Day Night, dude, you can see where the stoicism and distance comes from. It's like her life up until Shiro meets her was just all over the place. And in a sense, she views herself as a failure. Is she a failure? It's up to the eyes of the beholder. Me personally, even though my opinions don't matter at the end of the day, me personally, I feel she could have handled situations better. Like the whole Mordred situation could have been handled a lot better because Mordred was just a raging, rebellious child that wanted the affection of, and I quote, parent, which Mordred didn't get. Which is funny. We can talk about duty. We can talk about duty next because I don't think we talked about duty. All right, I got like 15 more minutes left because I gotta go have dinner. Yeah, we have not talked about duty. Let's do duty and desire, actually. Yeah, duty and desire. Okay. So, this is section 12? Okay. Section 12. Yeah, we'll dub this duty and desire. Section 12. Duty and desire. Okay. All right. Saber Lily. A key thing with Saber Lily is her optimism. She wants to be. Saber wants to be a ruler. She wants to become a ruler that will end up saving the kingdom. That will end up being a good ruler for Camelot. So her expectations, right at the beginning, are exceptionally high. So, how do we want to write that? Desire, duty, and desire. Well, let's do this. Lily grapples with the tension. Because at this point in Saber's life, she's completely immature. I wouldn't say completely immature, but she has dreams, aspirations. Lily grapples with the tension between youthful dreams, youthful dreams, and the expectation of leadership. The expectations of leadership. Okay. Lily grapples with the tension between youthful dreams and the expectations of leadership. Because her choices can carry the weight, Her choices carry weight. Her choices carry weight and serve as a hint. Definitely when it comes to Saber, like Saber's choices are Saber does some very funny choices. Like putting like her past aside, like even Saber and we'll use the Fate Ruse as an example. Her choices are very questionable at times. Let's tackle. Well, then again, Berserker was busted, very very busted. Saber with Avalon could have probably. Yeah, Saber with Avalon probably would have been a good match against Berserker because Avalon's broken, as we've seen Shiro literally getting yeeted to death by Berserker / But her choices are weird. You can't take away the fact that Saber is very confident in herself. Besides all the emotional baggage that I mentioned before, the type mood main characters have, her confidence is she has good confidence. Her confidence is good. Her leadership will is debatable. Like it's to the eyes of the beholder again. Her choices not the best at times, but when it comes to her tactical mind and her tactical mind, her combat prowess, amongst other things, is pretty top notch. Okay. Her choices carry weight and serve as a hint of the sacrifice she will have to endure. All right. There's more I can go to that. I'll just have to touch base with this section later. So, what can we do? Maybe we can talk about vulnerability, maybe? Yeah. There's a couple things we can have for vulnerability. Section 13. Vulnerability. Because vulnerability. I would say because Lily has high expectations, doubt and the fear of failure are always present. Do the expectations she sets for herself, do the expectations, Lily, do the expectations she sets for herself can potentially susceptible. I knew it. Susceptible. I won't say doubt. The potential of failure. All right, let's do we finish up at the 30-minute mark because I do have to go have dinner. I will be doing some more tomorrow. I'm pretty sure we're gonna do up to 20 sections. Then probably after tomorrow we'll start the essay. So Lily, due to the expectation she sets for herself, can be susceptible to the potential of failure. More so because she strives to be more so because she strives to be the ideal for Camelot. No, it has to be more so. Sometimes words corrections, they're not the best. Failure is not an option. Okay. Failure is not an option. So also also due to the fact Fear of disappointment. Fear of disappointing others and falling short. I would say during this period of her life, this is the most pressure. I wouldn't even say the most pressure. Like, she's very pressured at this point of her life. Like, she is not only she has to what's the word? Give me a second. She has to set the example for herself, but also for others. If she fails, in her eyes, she's failing her kingdom. So the pressure is just all over the place. Like, Saber is put in a very Lily is put in a very dumb situation where she has to be the ideal knight. Like, I brought this up when I did Vera's lore a couple months ago. Vera and Albion, like, they're forced to live by a certain standard or else they're cast aside. In Saber's case, it's a little bit different. Like, she's not to be cast aside. It's just she has to abide by the standards that's being placed upon her, or else she'll fail. This adds against her complexity. Yeah. All right. Lily, due to the expectations she sets for herself, can be susceptible to the potential of failure. She strives to be the ideal ruler for Camelot, and failure is not an option. Also, due to the fact the fear of disappointing others and falling short of her goal is present. Not only for herself. Yeah, she's really put in a very bad situation. It's similar to Vera, but Vera's not a well. Vera holds a very high position in Albion, but Vera right from the get go, like, she had to be perfect, or else she would just be cast aside like the other common rabble. It's just Catalina came in her life and gave her life new meaning. Saber's case is like she's put in a position where she has to be perfect in every way possible. Lily. I have to keep on reminding myself, I'm talking about Lily here. Lily's put in a very dumb situation where she has to be the perfect, ideal ruler. Every failure can be seen as a setback. Every mistake can be seen as a setback. And it's ironic because even later on in life, you can even argue that she fails at the end of the day. Not through the fault of her own. There was a lot of things happening when Camelot fell. The machinations of Morgan Le Fay, Mordred doing things. A lot of things were going wrong. Then her eventual sacrifice. But we'll sleep on it and we'll do some more later. So good stuff, good stream. Tomorrow we'll do some more sections. Then by what's today? Sunday? By Tuesday we'll start the essay. Anyways, see people tomorrow. Have a good one, and I'll talk to everyone later.